Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks, we're walking into the room. We got a full house today. Hope everybody's doing good. How are you, Pat Malone?
I'm good, Stephen. But at this point, all I can see is you. So do you want me to give me a lineup of who's there?
I don't know these guys.
Do you have enough reinforcements?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Oh my God, you got my buddy Rob in there. I see that one. Okay.
Good morning.
Your buddy Rob.
I can live with Rob being in there.
I thought you didn't like him.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
you got Smart Steve with us this morning?
Yeah, you don't like him either.
Well, I'm worrying that he's taking some of your spotlight away.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. He's here.
Smart Steve, and then there's the other Steve.
I call him a whistleblower. You call him a backstabber, but anyway, it's basically the same thing.
Okay,
all right. You remember that? I'm sure. So,
all right.
Who else we got over here? We got a guy with a gun.
Okay, does he have cuffs too? Because
he's got handcuffs too.
He needs to put them on right now.
I saw warrants sticking out of his file folder with Stephen's name on it. So
we got not the fuzzy handcuffs either.
We'll get some order. We'll get some order to this show eventually. You know.
Yeah, the sheriff of Union County, Sean Dyer. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
Before we get into all the sheriff and stuff, why are you a Democrat? We asked Harry that because y'all were talking about why are you a Democrat? Why are you a Republican? He said it's the party of decency. Am I saying it?
Decency, yeah.
The party of decency. That's what he said.
And Packy made a great point. Packy said, yeah, the party of drag queens reading to nursery school kids, abortion.
Yeah. Saving the illegal immigrants they've sent out that's killing us. Yeah.
Men and girls locker rooms.
Yeah. Men and girls sports. Decency, man. That's decency right there.
Lighting Jewish people on fire.
Yeah. Go ahead, Steve. You can add anything you want to that.
I'm with you guys. I'm just. Well, I mean, apparently, Karine Jean-Pierre has a problem defining, what she likes about the Democrat Party too, because she's no longer one. So.
She's the biggest liar.
Isn't that just rich, man? I mean, come on. She's an independent.
She's independent. She wants to get away from partisan politics.
Yeah, right.
How did you make this? What's the timing of this announcement?
When her book is
coming out. She's got a book coming out,
and
she wants it to sell.
Yeah.
So let me do this.
What a moron, Sean Pierre. What is it? Gary Chapman calls her
binder.
I don't know. Anyway.
That's what they call her, binder. Because remember that big old 3-ring binder that bigger than the New York City phone book. She couldn't answer any questions from the press without that big old binder.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go run out and buy her book. Right away.
Stephen, this is a good example of why people don't come on your show.
Why is that?
Because you ask somebody their opinion.
Yeah.
And then they give you their opinion, and then you attack them for having that opinion.
No, I just brought up the fact that being a Democrat is decency, and decency is transgender in sports and drag queens. And I'm just saying, is that decency?
If that's not making fun of what they think, then I don't know what that's called.
All right, Rob, help me here. Am I off base here somehow?
Well, first of all, nobody invited Harry on the show, so your premise is wrong off the bat, Pat.
Okay.
Sorry.
He just intruded, did he?
This was in between shows, in that 2 minutes ramble we have going on in between shows.
He has to walk around like a little banty rooster. And then you said they got $20,000 to give to the city of Young Harris.
Yeah.
For what?
Economic development.
Man, I've lived in Hiawassee my whole life. I've been in Towns County. Young Harris has not had any economic development, and I'm 57 years old or 58. There's no economic development in Young Harris.
Well, there's the school.
Maybe what's holding them back is you.
Maybe. You think so?
maybe if you move to another county, I don't know which county would take you, but if you move to another county.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a college over here. I don't think there's any businesses at all in Young Harris. Are they any?
Isn't there a wing house or something?
There's the art gallery.
Yeah.
There's the detailing business. Car detailing.
Is that beer stop at the border still there, or is that gone?
Beer stop.
There's a medical
Burger Hop or
supply-
whatever it was
a
called.
medical supply house. But I don't think there's any businesses in Young Harris.
Let's just, don't you know you want to go to hang out in there? Let's go to the doctor, I guess. Yeah.
But
Geez,
that
a bunch-
that 20
bunch
grand
of
should have been
people
dope.
were hanging out there this past weekend, weren't they?
I just think 20 grand could have been spent better. Maybe they could have given it to the sheriff's office. How about that? That'd have been good. What do you think, John? Could you use the extra 20 grand?
I could use 20 grand all day long.
What are they gonna do with this money?
So you're the guy that walks by the Corvette and says, "Boy, I bet that cost $80,000. That could have been spent better by feeding the poor or something." Is that who you are?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
your money. You buy what you want to buy. I'm proud for you. I'm all for you. Yeah, but when you take my money and you buy that Corvette, yeah, I've got a problem with that.
Well, now wait a minute. Did anybody say this was a government grant?
It's a grant. Well, where did it come from then?
The Gates Foundation?
And they're funded by
The Gates Foundation
by
funded
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates and Melinda?
yeah, but he's in the blue state, man. He's in the deep state. He's got
Oh, yeah.
in the back door.
He's one of those nasty guys that doesn't believe what I believe. So
Yeah, okay. All right. Packy's back with us. Hello, Packy.
Hey, trying to get Steve some headphones here. Poor guy's left out.
Means I can't hear Patrick.
which one is
That's not a bad problem to
You know,
have.
I'm
though,
just
you know
sitting
what I'm
here.
Hey, we need to welcome back. Who is it we got to welcome
Well,
back?
we're going to see if we got him back on there. We accidentally banned Drew Vogel not too long ago from our YouTube stream. Accidentally. We really didn't mean to. We're having a welcome back party for him. So, Drew, are you there?
I don't hear him.
Crickets.
Yeah,
Crickets.
well.
We'll see.
All right, let's get to break, see what's going on in Union County. A lot to cover today. So we sure do appreciate Sean Dyer being over here with us. And I know he's worried about that. It's going to be all right.
It'll be good.
It'll
Are you
be
sure
good.
you want to do this? He's ruined a lot of political careers.
Oh, well. All right, let's get to a break. All righty, folks, we're back with you. Before we jump into all this stuff that's going on, we have a birthday, looks like. Do y'all see that? Kim Drawers, how do you say it?
Dwyer.
Dwyer. Kim Dwyer is 54 years old today.
Right.
So Packy's going to sing happy birthday.
Sure. Hey, tomorrow, too, Jeff Batten's birthday.
Oh,
You
is it-
better remember that one.
did he
Uh-huh.
make it
Yeah.
another year?
Hey, today is my granddaughter's birthday, Barbara.
Barbara, happy birthday.
Uh-huh.
All these birthdays going on. So anyway,
You know what
all right,
tomorrow is, too? My anniversary.
really? How many years?
5 years.
You've been married
Nice.
5
5
years, man.
Wow.
Is that really that surprising to you that she married me still? I mean,
Well,
I mean,
Kind of, Becky.
I had
I
to
mean-
show like people like wouldn't even believe like that's not she's not marrying you. Like
well, the backstory of that is actually his mom paid her so he would get out of the basement.
Pretty
So,
much, yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much. So anyway, so hey, we got Sean on in here. What's going on, man?
Yeah, Sheriff Dyer's here to tell us what's going on in Union County. What you got?
We've been
Sheriff?
we've been really busy over in Union County and in the law enforcement world. I've got a full jail and overfull actually. There for a while, I was running right at 80 inmates in my 54 bed jail.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, it's but we're trying to whittle that down. We're down in the 60s now, about right at 70. So we're trying to move them out, which takes every day to work with the court system to get these people through the court system and
Man, just call ICE. They'll come get them all.
yeah,
Send them to El Salvador.
yeah.
I think you ought to just, if you lock them up, like the next day, just take them to court, have a trial, and hang them.
Well, some of them probably needs that.
Yeah.
But we're working on trying to get that down, and it looks like that's going to be the new norm of just running way over capacity in our jail, which it's over 20 years old, and it was built for 20 years ago, and now you know how much it's changed here in 20 years.
Yeah, we got all this progress. They call it progress.
Progress.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the population's a lot bigger, that's for
I was
sure.
gonna say, yeah, especially if summertime's coming.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, I kind of gripe about this a little bit because growing up, and you were the same as me, and most people in this area, we didn't never take our keys out of our car. We never
Right.
locked our doors. I mean, it was just the small town. You can't do that anymore.
No,
I mean,
no.
people pick stuff up out of your yard. I mean, I actually have people stop and pick stuff up. And even though I live in a junkyard, it's still stealing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, back in the day, nobody would think. I mean, if there was a cement block laying out there and you wanted, you'd ask, hey, you're gonna use that block. I need that. You know what I mean? But people just pick it up. That just blows my mind.
It's funny you say that. We have like dinosaurs, like toy dinosaurs up and down our road. And for the little kids, we ride around like gators and stuff, and they growl at the dinosaurs. And there was a guy out there, just random guy we didn't even know, and he's picking up the dinosaurs along our road. And I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I'm just gonna take these home to my kids. I'm like, they're ours. Why would you?
Well, I mean, why would people think they?
Why would you think that you have the right to just take our stuff?
I mean, honestly, they do. And I mean, I just bugs me. Can I shoot people for that?
Don't do that.
I think he's trying to clear out his jail a little bit.
I'm thinning it down. I just call banisters instead of the sheriff's office. Yeah.
You should be allowed to shoot people for that, in my opinion.
Well, now let's think about this, though. I mean,
that's why I'm not sheriff.
You've been in the law enforcement over the years. How much has the crime rates increased over the years?
Well, it's increasing, with the population. You get more people, you get more crime, and that's just the trend. It's probably, far as it's kind of like Atlanta. You take Atlanta's population and the crime rate there. You take our population and the crime rate here. It's it's more people you got, the more crime you got.
Right.
And you just have to be prepared to deal with that.
You've been personally involved in some pretty high visibility takedowns since you took office, haven't you? Like that bank robber?
Yeah. Yeah. That, these things that happen here that you thought you'd never see in Union County. And, but, my staff is prepared to handle just about anything that comes our way. And I'm real proud of that. We got probably the best sheriff's office I know of right now. We're almost fully staffed, and every employee I got is great. It's a good place to be.
And I was joking about ICE earlier, but I'm assuming Union County is not a sanctuary county under Sheriff Sean Dyer.
That's correct.
So you're happy to turn somebody over to ICE that might be in your jail right now when they show up.
Everyone that comes in that's illegal, we notify ICE and do what we're supposed to do to make sure that.
So now, have you seen any changes of that over the years after if they send somebody out immediately, what do y'all do with them? I mean, have you had that incident, I guess, has come up that you've had an illegal?
Yes, we've had that. We've had a few that's been deported, and we had one here the other day that was illegal that scammed a lady out of $50,000.
Oh, man.
And we ended up, he went to trial, even though he's an illegal alien. He still has the same rights as anybody else in this country, and we had to spend a bunch of money on a trial, and he was found guilty, and we sent him on off to prison the other day. So,
well, see, I got mixed emotions on that. I think if you're a legal immigrant, I don't think you got any rights.
Well, that's the way the Constitution reads. Once you're in this country, you got, they're afforded the same rights as everybody else. And
yep.
Even if they're here illegal?
Is it though? I wonder that though, because the Constitution provides a right to due process, Steve, smart Steve. But does that necessarily mean a jury trial?
Well, that's just it. Due process is, there's no definition for what due process is.
So
due process is whatever process is due,
and it could
for
be
the particular crime at hand.
The ICE process.
That's right. That could be the process. If you are an illegal immigrant, you have a specific process that applies to you in terms of the removal hearings and that kind of thing.
So that's why I like Smart Steve. So we got Smart Steve and we got Bless Your Heart, Steve.
Well, Bless Your Heart,
nice,
Steve said. Bless Your Heart, Steve said something pretty interesting a little while ago. I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Miami, big town, big crazy town, lots of crime. Grew up, locking the doors every night. But I would come up every summer up here. My parents had property up here. It was my little respite. It was my little escape from the madness of Miami. And we never locked our doors and we never locked the cars. But I've noticed that we're doing so now. And
well, that's because all these lawyers is moving.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
well, we have to make a living too, and that's how we do it.
See, Steve's cars are different though, because you got like jiggle a wire.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about
like he left the keys in there because it didn't matter. Nobody else could start. It's like Biff.
Moved it in.
We all think it's bad, but I'm gonna tell you, we still live in the best place that we could live.
Got that right.
We do, but our biggest problem now is not locking your doors. It's this online stuff. So I'm going to tell a quick story as fast as I can. Somebody near and dear to my heart, an older couple just got scammed last week. Fell for a PayPal. We sent somebody money out of your account. If this wasn't you, call our corporate security. Well, they called it. Next thing you know, they're going down to the bank. They're getting $20,000 cash out of the bank. And if you've not seen the movie Beekeeper, just go ahead and watch that movie, because that's the exact script that these people used. Okay. And thank goodness these people called me at that point. And Sean, I called your staff, and I gotta say, you have Sergeant Calamari, who knows this stuff inside and out, and he was Johnny on the spot and was a tremendous help to these folks. So I'm glad you're focused. You set up a focus on that because this becomes such a big problem, right?
Yeah, that's we created his position a couple years ago to put him in. It was so, we was getting so many people getting scammed. We said we got to do something about this, and the only way to prevent it is educating the public. And so we created that position for him, and
because the bad guys in Guatemala or India or somewhere, you can't go arrest them, right?
No, it's almost impossible for us to go down there and arrest these people, and it's going on so much it's overwhelming to the federal
Let
government.
me throw one thing in there, okay, Rob? You may have mentioned this, but I think when you told me that story, you talked about Bitcoin, right? Was the word Bitcoin?
They
in there somewhere?
eventually wanted them to take the money to a Bitcoin vending machine.
Right, so just right there. So if there's ever the word Bitcoin in something, if there's ever the word Apple iTunes gift card, I mean, like,
that's where I was going.
Because
first of all, no legitimate company is going to ask you for cash, for gift cards, or for Bitcoin.
Now, Dogecoin, maybe, right?
Maybe, but
we're making money.
Just
with that.
So those three things right off the bat, you are falling for a scam.
Yeah. Anytime anybody asks you for money, please call our agency and let them know what's going on. And they probably can prevent this. And
Really, I'm gonna keep that because I got bill collectors calling me all.
You're a scam, aren't you?
I can't tell a scam from the real thing.
I wonder how long you could use that to get out of paying.
It's been working so far. I like this. Everybody's upset about the mail being slow. I love it. And hey, I mailed it. It's lost somewhere.
Sean, what's this new one about traffic tickets?
Oh no, we don't want traffic tickets.
They it's going around. They send you get a text on your phone that you've got an unpaid traffic ticket, and want you to click on this link, and it's another scam. So if you get one of those, and the state of Georgia or Union County or Towns County don't send you a text about your traffic ticket.
Right.
So don't click on that. It's a scam. Just delete the message.
I actually had that. We went out of town the other day, and I actually said that I'd went through and I owed them money because you got the tag readers,
Yeah.
and then I owed like $150 or whatever, which I didn't worry about it because I'd actually swapped the tag off of Harry Vaughn's Prius.
But if that's legit, you'd get something in the mail, right? Right, Sheriff?
Yeah,
this was a text.
They'll send you a letter in the mail.
In the old-fashioned mail,
Yep.
not email, not text,
Snail mail.
Right?
God, I love it.
So people just have to use some common sense, and I'm really afraid with AI and all this stuff getting smarter and smarter by the week that this is going to get harder and harder to determine, what's a scam and what's not. So,
absolutely, it's they change stuff every day, and it's so hard to keep up with it. And we're asking the people, if you get something and you think it's a scam, please report it. Maybe we can get on top of it and get it out there on Facebook and everywhere else so people will know not to fall for this kind of stuff. And
so what? Now you were talking about traffic tickets.
Yes.
What is the deal? You got something going on with traffic tickets?
When you on that scam that comes in on your phone, you got an unpaid ticket.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Mine. Okay, I'm reading this on screen. I've got a question online. Rebel boy, he hates cops.
But he loves you.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I have a question for the sheriff. Ask him if he would deputize the citizens of Union County if ever it comes, if they ever come for our guns, like the sheriff in Florida said he would.
Well, there's a lot to being deputized, but I can assure you this: if anybody ever comes for our guns,
right.
I'm an avid gun lover, collector. Everybody, I will be on their side and they'll be on my side.
Oh yeah.
And we're not going to let them take our guns.
That's a big deal. And everybody thought, it never happened. But if they ever tax or let you sue the gun companies or add tax to the gun companies that build the gun, they'll get them so outpriced that you won't be able to afford them. I think that's where they're going. I know they tried that on ammunition there for a while, did they not?
Yeah, they tried that a little while. But,
well, Trump's not doing that, but that's the ethical, as Harry would say, Democrats doing that stuff.
Well, that was actually one of Andrew Clyde's reasons for initially holding back his support of the BBB, was because there weren't enough protections against taxation of firearms components. And he fought to get that off. There was he was saying something like a $400 suppressor. It has a $200 tax on it. And it's something crazy like that. So that's why that was his initial opposition to the bill.
Yeah, suppressors and short barrel rifles are a little different than just like a sales tax on ammunition, right?
Yeah, but if you open the door, it goes.
Well, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. You got to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Sean, so back to the scams real quick before we lose time. So the other thing I just wanted to get out there is, so let's say somebody gets a message that you've got an unpaid traffic ticket. I've always been telling people the best thing to do is don't click on, for whatever you do, don't click on the link in the text, right? Or on the email. Don't call the phone number in the email or the text. Look up Union County Traffic Court, what's the name of the court that does that in Union County? Probate court. Google that, look up their real phone number for yourself, call them and say, hey, my name's so-and-so. Do I have an outstanding ticket? Or call the sheriff's department, right?
Well, you should know if you got a ticket or not, because we don't have any speed cameras or anything like that will issue a ticket without you getting a copy of it. So if you get a ticket in our county, you're going to have your copy of it.
Well, but regardless of the scam, if it comes from Apple or PayPal or any of these companies, Apple sends me not real Apple, fake Apple sends me things saying I have a virus and I need to call 1-800 fix my virus. If you even think any of that's real, look up the company's name for yourself. Make sure you're talking to the real company.
You can do a reverse if you're capable of doing that. You could do a reverse lookup of the phone number too. You could just go into Google, put the phone number in there, and if it comes up Union County Probate Court, then you really can't, because they spoof all that now. Yeah, so I've actually got phone calls from myself on the caller ID, which is I love answering those. Hi, this is Rob Moyer. Do I have a twin I didn't know about? What can I do for you today?
But one of the things, don't click on anything. If you have any doubt whatsoever, please call us. Because Sergeant Calamari, that's his primary job, and he will assist you. And if it comes up on your laptop or your tablet or whatever you got, go into one of your local tech stores and let them make sure that you don't have any viruses on that stuff.
What's been the biggest one so far?
The biggest
person got taken for one scam. What was the biggest dollar amount so far?
We had one that was a little over $1 million.
Wow!
Oh, wow!
Good Lord! Wow!
And we've seen 300,000, 500,000.
But it's so believable. That's like, okay, I get emails a lot of PayPal. Thank you for your purchase, and it'd be a ticket or a receipt for like $800 for something that I didn't buy. And immediately you think, daggum, I need to click. I didn't buy that.
Right.
And then you click on that and they're like, oh, we're sorry. We'll fix that. And then they take your money, which I don't have a PayPal account. So I know it's a scam right off the get go, because I don't do PayPal, but but you see that and you think, wow, somebody stole my PayPal account. And they spent $800 of my money. And then you call them and then they scam you out of 8,000.
Yeah. And then they want you to give them access to your computer. And as soon as they get on your computer, they have access to everything you got.
They own you.
They own
everything,
because they can get your bank accounts, move money around, do whatever they want.
They can do anything they want to do.
Yeah. And what's the Romeo scam? That was my favorite that Sergeant Calamari was telling me about.
That's where somebody develops a online relationship with somebody and they start asking for money, and once they start giving that money, it just keeps on. It gets more and more and more. And the next thing you know, you're out $1 million.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And
hey, we got another question on the internet here. Is there a need for a carry permit anymore? Question. Mine has expired and I have to go through the whole process again.
Well, in Georgia, you do not have to have a carry permit, but I have one myself. I keep one myself for a couple of reasons. If I go purchase a new gun, I don't have to.
That's right.
To do the weight.
Yeah.
And if I go into another state, that permit is good in another state. So it's, I recommend you get one. If you're in Georgia, you don't have to have one, but I still get one myself.
It's not good in all other states, so you gotta be careful, but it's good in all of our surrounding states.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't take it to New York. Don't take it to Chicago. Don't take it to Illinois. Yeah.
Are you kidding? If you go to Chicago, you dang well better carry your gun.
Just don't get caught with it.
Yeah, just don't be flagging your concealed carry card. I'm good.
Okay, he got shot in Chicago, but hey, he didn't bring his gun, so we can't charge him with that. I don't see the logic in that. No, if I'm going to Atlanta, I'm carrying a gun.
I'm going to take a chance.
Yeah, I'm ready. Honestly. Golly, they said that Trump had banned, had this ban for terrorism where you couldn't. This come out the other day where you can't go to certain countries and stuff like that, because it's dangerous. And I think they need to add Chicago in on that, New York in on that, Atlanta in on that. I mean, everybody talks about Chicago. Atlanta's as dangerous as any of the cities. I mean, honestly, we just live here and we kind of know where to go and where not to go.
Did you see in Minneapolis? Was it Minneapolis the other day where the FBI guys got attacked by the mob? They were doing a drug raid. They were being attacked for doing an ICE raid, but they weren't doing an ICE raid. They were doing a drug raid, and the crowd of infantada, whatever it's called, attacked those guys out in the street. Did you guys see that?
Okay, wait a minute.
The cops didn't arrest them. I couldn't believe they didn't arrest these guys.
Okay, you had people attack the cops, and the cops have got guns, and
they're in full tactical gear, SWAT, AR-15s, M4s, whatever they got, and the helmets and the magazines all over their chest rigs and all that stuff. Yeah, they started attacking that tactical unit.
See, that's probably why I'm not a deputy, because I'd have shot them.
That's not going to happen here.
Okay, maybe I can be a deputy.
Well, it shouldn't happen anywhere.
It should.
I mean, that's just crazy. But I'm glad to hear you say that.
Wow, yeah. Let's get to a break. We got a lot of stuff going on. So they have bear spray too. Bear spray? I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway,
I keep bear spray for the chief.
The chief, keep him lined up. Does it work?
No.
If anybody don't get that, Bear is actually the chief of police in Blairsville over there. So anyway, let's jump to a break, and we'll be back on the other side. All righty, we're back with you, and Rob Moore wanted me to ask you about who's got the best drugs in Union County.
I think we do.
Actually, I was going to say, if you need that 20 grand we were talking about earlier, just get the drug dog out here and sniff Packy's car, and you can confiscate lots of stuff. Yeah.
Well, now, he ain't technically he's got it inside, so I don't think it counts because it's in the basement.
Yeah, just leave it in the basement.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but what's going on with all the drug arrests and multi-agency working together?
Yeah, we've been working with some other agencies that neighbor us pretty close. But worked with Fannin County, made a nice drug arrest down in Fannin County. We assisted them on making some trafficking amount of arrests, and also over in Clay County, we assisted them on making a good trafficking amount of meth here just a few days ago. So that's going really well. My guys are working good with all the surrounding counties and networking to get this stuff off the streets, whether it's stopping in my county or going through my county. We're trying to get that stopped, keep it from going to other counties.
Let me ask you something. This is something that really, seriously, all jokes aside, fentanyl, if you touch that, will absolutely kill you immediately.
That stuff is so dangerous, and we just got a new shipment of Narcan in the other day, and we're training all of our guys up to how to use it again.
Right.
And it's really scary because I worry about my guys getting it on them, and they're driving down the road and have an overdose, and it might be in the middle of the night. Who's going to know it?
Right. So what do you do? I mean, I guess you can do like surgical gloves, but I mean, they could rip or tear.
Yeah, I encourage our guys to put gloves on when they're remotely thinking they're around that kind of stuff.
And what about a mask, the respirator?
It's recommended, but a lot of times you don't have time to get stuff
Right.
like that.
I was going to say, it'd be great under a perfect world to be able to put your mask on when you're arresting someone, but it's difficult.
And sometimes you can't even get gloves on.
Right.
These people got something to hide, and they're going to do whatever it takes to hide it. And you just got to grab a hold and do what you got to do. And it worries me all the time. But
yeah, because it would me. I mean, that'd be something you'd worry about.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because that fentanyl and is it? Have you seen a decrease in it?
It seems to be decreasing some in our county. I'm not going to say it's going away, but it's not as prevalent as it was, I don't think. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there's any sort of estimate as to how long you think that number would take to go down, since the seizures are clearly decreasing at the border, when that trickle down will start hitting us locally, so that our numbers will go down accordingly.
Yeah, you'll see our numbers go down, and the price of drugs will go up. And
well, I love that. Didn't you just read I think it was the New York Times that said it's a big mystery why the amount of fentanyl coming across the border has gone down.
Washington Post.
Yeah, sorry. I knew it was one of the two. It's a mystery, Sheriff.
No one knows
why the amount of fentanyl in the country is going down.
I don't know if they're actually stopping it before it comes in or what. But
Well, yeah, they've stopped. I don't know. Gee.
Yeah, Rob, we actually figured out the other day that Trump closing down the border has something to do with Trump closing down the border.
Yeah.
Really? I never would have figured that out, Packy.
It's
Thanks
pretty
for
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that.
Hey, I said Rebel Boy didn't like cops, but according to what he said, glad I voted for such a great man as sheriff. Oh, thanks, Sean, for all you do, brother. Yeah.
and I want to mention one more thing before we get off the air here in a little while. Driving over here this morning, I was watching all the construction.
Oh, man.
Uh,
I want everybody please slow down on Young Harris Highway, as we call it, and or the Blairsville Highway. And
Depending on which side you're on.
Yep, depends on which side you're on. But everybody slow down, because I'm bad to be watching those dozers and track hoes and everything work, and it's a congested one mistake, and somebody's gonna get hurt. So
Yeah,
just slow down, add a little extra time, and
It's tight.
and it's double fines, right? Too, right?
well, it's you get the construction zone fines in that, and but if everybody just slow down, I don't care about the tickets. I just don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm
it's
actually,
really tight.
I've kind of been around the construction business. I know people that's actually got run over, being on the side of the road working.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Years ago,
Yeah.
when I was in the construction business, I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
And people get watching what you're doing, and they'll run over you.
How long is it supposed to take, though?
Who knows?
Forever.
37 years.
I mean, when you first go into Blairsville, that lump of dirt they got to move. There's
Yeah.
two big mountains. They're going to have to move mountains of dirt.
It's going to take at least a week to get that one moved.
That's a lot of dirt.
That's a lot of dirt.
I don't know if people don't understand how construction works, but yeah. So is it going to be 4-lane? Is it going to
It's
be
gonna be
like
4-lane,
split,
yeah.
split 4-lane?
Split or,
Yeah.
or 4 plus a turning.
I think it's going to have a median in it.
Okay, median.
I hope it ain't like the one going to Hayesville where you got to drive 10 miles
that's
down
the
to go
worst.
across and go back to turn right.
It probably will be.
Oh,
That's
that's
what we
so
got on the other side of
anti-business.
Union County. They're awful, man.
I think that's so anti-business.
Yeah, it really
Well,
is.
the engineers, though, with the engineers says it saves lives.
How? By forcing you to take U-turns across traffic? Like, I don't understand.
You tell me, Steve. You're the smart Steve.
Apparently not today.
You're the smart
I
Steve.
cannot answer that one, man.
Yeah.
Cannot answer that one.
Pat Malone, are you awake over there?
I am just enjoying the conversation, and I'm with Rebel Boy. I love being quiet.
Yeah, makes my
Well, I know
day
you got to
great.
have at least one question for the sheriff.
No, the sheriff's doing a wonderful job. Just keep up the good work, Sheriff. No questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lord of mercy. And they're going to bypass Young Harris. Reckon they'll change that bypass now if they got that 20 grand to, I don't know, just a thought. Just a thought. Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah, bypass, which is a waste.
Nobody from Young Harris is coming on your show.
Nobody lives in Young Harris, Pat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now they're clicking off listening to you.
Oh, traffic for the casinos, what Rebel Boy says. We got a casino over here. Oh, it's in Murphy.
And
yeah.
Murphy, yeah,
Murphy.
but that's that new Amazon distribution
Yeah.
center too.
Have y'all
Is going
seen
to
that?
put some
That'd be
traffic on the
massive.
4-lane. Yeah,
Massive.
I mean, I don't know what exactly. I guess they're going to, I don't know how many employees they're going to do. That thing is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And,
been pretty
And
big.
how fast it's coming out of the ground, how quick the construction is.
yeah.
I saw a post that said they were hoping to ship packages by Thanksgiving
That's crazy.
Yeah.
through there.
Now,
So
you explain to me this. How come they can build that thing so quick, but it's going to take 3 to 8 years to
knew that
fix the
was coming.
spillway?
I knew that was
I mean,
coming.
come on, guys. I think the Amish is building that
That-
thing. That's
Sheriff,
what I think.
are all those 18-wheelers going to have to come right through downtown Blairsville?
Well, they'll have to go around Blairsville.
Is there going to be a bypass?
Well, we got the one bypass.
That
The
comes through the
Glen
middle.
Gooch, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sort of, but yeah.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
That'll help our traffic problems.
Hey,
a
we
lot.
gotta
Yeah.
we gotta get to a break, folks. We gotta get y'all got anything. We got all kinds of stuff coming up over here, but anyway, we've got the sheriff with us today. We appreciate that. He's updating on a lot of stuff. We'll get on the other side. What time we get this our last commercial?
Last break, man.
You gonna do a giveaway, or we're just gonna talk, or what we gonna do?
What do you want to do? Do you want to do a get out of jail free card
Your
courtesy of
show.
Sean Dyer? Or
Yeah, can we do that?
We can do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
all right, we'll do that, and we'll also throw in some Logan Turnpike Mill. How about that?
Oh, you can't go wrong. I love that place, man. I love Logan Turnpike Mill. So, what's the question, Pat?
Question, staying with the Scottish Festival. What's the currency of Scotland?
What's the currency of Scotland?
Yep.
All right. Y'all give us a call, 706-379-9770. That being said, we're going to take a break. We'll catch you on the other side. Now we're back. The question is what, Pat? Pat?
The question is, what's the currency of Scotland?
Give us a call, 706.
Oh, we already got Rex Murphy. Rex Murphy.
Oh, we got Rex on. Hey, Rex.
Hey, man, how you doing?
So far, well, I'm behaving because I got a cop in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got a gun. What are you doing?
Yeah, you got. Oh, I'd like to tell you something exciting, but I was washing dishes when y'all asked the question.
That's exciting.
Well, that's yeah. We all have to do that.
Did that this morning.
So have you been in jail or anything?
Well, I'm gonna take the fifth on that.
Oh, okay. I understand. So what is the currency? What now?
I believe it. I said I'm not in there today.
Yeah.
That's what's the matter.
I hope you didn't waste your one phone call on this, man.
No, Steve, they got cell phones in jail, right, Sean?
That's right.
You can check Facebook in jail, all kinds of stuff. Man.
What is the answer?
I think it's euros.
Euro.
No,
Is that
it's
it?
not euros.
Peso.
Pound.
Peso.
There you go. It is the pound sterling. Thank you very much.
I thought it was. I thought that was the same thing. Actually, I thought the euros was the new version of the pound.
Nah, you realize that the UK has got out of the European Union.
No, I don't really keep up.
I'm with you. I have no idea. I don't even care.
Yeah, no, they're not part of the European Union anymore. So,
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you have 111. So what does it got to do, Pat?
Got it here at the station for you. You can come by and no, actually, I'm going to send it over to Cecilia at Logan Turnpike, and she'll have your name there. So you just go there and go on a shopping spree. And Sean, how does he get his card?
Just come by my office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just swing right on through. All right, man. We appreciate you calling.
Thanks a lot.
All right, let me ask you something, Sean. I'm gonna put you on the spot here a minute. You have got 80 people in your jail that holds 50. What do you do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to find a place to put these folks.
We're going to eventually have to have a new jail facility.
Right.
And I know that's a big process, but you know, the people has got to, we got to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we're already talking about how to get that going. And, you know, the thing that concerns me the most is 98% of the people that's in my jail are not landowners in Union County.
Right.
98%.
At least 98%.
Wow.
They don't pay property tax that would have to fund a new jail. And that just, you know, it just bothers me that the property owners will end up paying for a new jail that they're not going to use.
Right,
And we're going to try to figure out a way to lessen that burden on the property tax.
Just run it like that jail in El Salvador, man. Like, you know, 5 guys stacked to the ceiling. We do it to our sailors on Navy ships. Why can't we do it to prisoners? I mean, honestly, you ever see how they sleep on a destroyer or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
But, you know, that's going to be challenging, and I'm up to try to figure that out, how to keep the burden off the property owners in Union County, and we'll come up with something. You know.
I think you ought to do like a free thing. Like if you can get free, we will free you if you can swim across this lake with these 4 blocks tied to your feet. We'll set you free.
But,
what do you think about that? That's a good idea.
But you know, it's not only our jail is way too small. Is everything else I got there is way too small. You know, I've got investigators in a little bitty outbuilding,
right?
And I have no place to have I've got a meeting coming up tomorrow that's going to be about 12 people, and my facility really don't have a place that 12 people can meet in.
Really?
And you know, we're going to have something, and whether I'm the sheriff or somebody else is the sheriff is coming. So,
right.
I don't know. That's a big deal, man. Of course, I mean, you know, I think a lot would help if they'd go ahead and take them to trial and get them out of here. Is the court system slow?
Well, you know, the court system, they work really well with us, and you know, it probably works better in our circuit than it does in a lot of them. We stay on top of it daily to move these people, and they pay attention. I send them a monthly report at the first of every month, and it reminds them who I've got in jail and how long they've been there and how much it cost. And so they work off of that, and they do a real good job. I can't complain.
What's it cost to house a prisoner for a day?
It's about $50 a day.
Well, that's not as bad as I thought you were going to say.
Yeah,
so.
I thought it was going to be higher.
Yeah.
But
Well, that still adds up, $50 a day.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to take care of the medical problems too, right?
All their medical issues is our responsibility. And
If you get the corner suite open up, just call me because
Yeah.
it's 3 squares a day, free medical. It's
No
not a
wonder
bad
people
deal.
won't
You
be
can
in
finally
jail.
get that. You can finally get that sex change operation.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Sheriff, isn't part of the problem the fact that the state penitentiaries are full also?
They are. That we went for a while there. That's why I got up around 80. The state, once somebody's sentenced to state custody, they usually call for them. And I went for a long time. They weren't calling for them, and I was calling the state and said, "Hey, look, I need some relief." And luckily we got to take 7 at one trip one night. So
Yeah.
that helps, and they're starting now to get back on track of taking people. But the state's got some issues with their prison systems, and I understand it.
Yeah. All right, man. We've wasted another hour. Sean, appreciate you here, man.
Thank y'all for having me over.
Yep.
Yes,
yep.
sir.
It's
Keep
been a
doing
lot
what
of
you're
fun. And Logan Turnpike Mill, we appreciate them. Love that place, no doubt about it. Rob,
Yes, sir.
thank you, Bubba.
Thanks for having us.
Glad you're here with Smart Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bless your
98% conviction ratings. He's a lawyer. 98%.
I heard that.
98% convictions in his, and he's a defense attorney.
I aim to please.
There you go. All right, we'll be back tomorrow.